Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla. Thank you for checking in with me this evening. We have had bad weather today. A tornado touched down out here in my community, but thank goodness we are safe. We are doing well, other than we don't have power, but we can, live through that. At least it's not hot. So, yeah, but lots of everybody in our community doesn't have power. There's trees down everywhere, power lines down everywhere. Big Daddy was able to get home coming through the back way of the wildlife management area because on Miller Road, trees are down across the road before our road and after our road. The next major road over, trees are down. There's power lines down everywhere. So there's nothing happening out here. I don't know when they'll be able to get out here to get all this cleared up because lots of trees have got to be cleared so trucks can get down. We have a Facebook community group and people are posting pictures on there and it looks bad out there. My little buddy Zeke's mom said that they have 4 trees down at their house, but thankfully nothing hit the house. So that's good. And like I said, we are safe. I know it's probably going to show up somewhere that there was a tornado here, but we are safe. And I wanted to let you all know, so you wouldn't worry that we're good. We're just trying to I guess she's going back there with her daddy. We're just, trying to just sit here. I have been miserable sick all day long, all last night and all day today. Miserable sick. I cannot even lay down in the bed without acid refluxing so bad that it's coming out my nose and it burns like crazy in the back of my throat and my esophagus and my nose is just burning. I'm just can't even lay down without that happening. So I'm sitting in my chair with my blanket here. It's a cooling blanket. I don't know if you've ever used one of those or heard of one. And since it's not hot, like sweaty hot, but it's not, cold either. But I just like to have something a little bit over me. And I was getting kind of a little bit of a chill, so I went and got this cooling blanket so I wouldn't get hot. And it would, kind of keep me warm but not hot. Anyway, it's just been miserable. I was working on a video all day. A day in my life video. And I hate that I was sick during that whole clip, all the clips of that video, but I was. And that's just part of a day of my life. But I'm not going to be able to get that video out tonight. It has too much editing and stuff that needs to be done on it. And yeah, I'll try to get that out another day. But it was of today. It'd just be a few days later due to editing and the power being out and, stuff like that. But I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. I pray that everyone is safe and that's in the line of these storms coming through. We got more rain coming in. And we're supposed to have rain all week. I even saw some this morning before all the rain started that the entire state of Louisiana was under a flash flood warning. So I don't know what all that entails or what's going on with that, but it has rained its butt off. I'm telling you, it has rained. And then the winds kicked up. Big Daddy on his way home from work called me and said that he had to pull over on the side of the road he had to find a driveway to pull up into off the highway because it was raining so hard he could not see anything to drive. He couldn't see in front of him, so to be safe, he just pulled off and waited for it to slack up. And every time it would start to slack up, he'd think, okay, I'm gonna go. It would come again. But the winds out here was blowing so hard, it was howling, and I was a little nervous. I was, because we have huge old oak trees all around our house. Our whole property is just huge oak trees, but we have many right here beside our house. And sometimes when the wind is blowing really hard, some of those trees go to swaying like they're at prom, and it gets a little scary. So I was a little nervous about all that wind. And then Zeke's mom said they had 4 trees to go down. I was just like, oh my goodness. Glad we didn't have any trees down, but I'm also glad that, it didn't hit their house or anything, and they're good. So, yeah, Big Daddy was like, do you need a light to crochet with? I'm like, I don't feel like crocheting. I've tried to crochet off and on today on a project that I'm working on for, clips for the video that I was working on, but it was frustrating. It was frustrating trying to do that. My yarn splitting and being sick and miserable. I haven't had any sleep. I'm sleepy. I could go to sleep if I could lay down and go to sleep. But when I lay down, within 15-20 minutes, I'm refluxing to the point where, it's coming out my nose that bad. So I can't lay down. I don't know. My throat is hurting really bad because it's just raw and burning. I keep trying to find something to soothe it. I had told Big Daddy to just fix me some chicken broth when he got home from work to try to, maybe something to soothe my throat, break up all that mucus from the reflux and all that phlegm and mucus that gets all up in there. And then when he got home, of course, the power was out, so he couldn't do that. And then he has said that he was looking forward to coming home and cooking him something to eat because he skipped lunch and was hungry, and he was thinking he was going to come home and cook him something good to eat. But no power, so we're just sitting here. He's back there in the den, and I went back there and sat with him for a while, but he watches TikTok videos, and they're screaming and hollering, and half of them's not even in English. And so I just couldn't take it anymore. I just couldn't take all that noise. So I come in here to just sit in the quiet, listening to the rain. We have a metal roof, and so the rain is just, ticking away on that roof. And yeah, that's about all. Oh, it is. I don't know what the temperature is, but it's not cold, but it's not hot either by any means. It's just comfortable, a little bit on the cool side. So that's why I just got my blanket to put over me here, so I could get away from the chill. Oh gosh, I'm refluxing while I'm even sitting up in a chair, so you can imagine laying down. And I do sleep on my left side. It's the only side I can lay on because I have a pain pump on the right side of my abdomen. And on my left side, I have my feeding tube, but I can just not roll all the way over. I mean, I can't lay on my stomach, but I can lay on my side. And my feeding tube is, under my left breast there. And then I have a port in my left side of my chest and a port in the right side of my chest. So anyway, I'm just I can only lay on my left side. I can't lay on my back. I can't lay on my right side or my stomach. So I know everybody says, lay on your left side. That's the only side I can't lay on. But it doesn't help. I don't know what we're going to do about that because I am just miserable. I need some sleep so bad. If you've ever been without sleep and couldn't sleep because of medical reasons or whatever reasons was keeping you awake, you kind of get mental after a while with no sleep. And I'm there all the way. Like, say the word and I'm just cracking up, okay? I hope tomorrow's better, but I really don't expect electricity to be back on anytime soonish because of they've got to cut all these trees to make ways for the electric trucks to get down here. And from what I'm seeing, pictures and posts on our Facebook community group, hey sissy, there's lots of trees all the way down Miller Road, all the way down another major road out here, and all the roads in between them that connect those two roads, all the way out to a major highway. And then there's a little highway up by where our end of the community, and trees are down from one end to the other, and power lines. Everybody's posting about power lines across the roads and in their yards and stuff. So it did get a little bad out here. They say that the tornado was in West Monroe and jumped the river to our area, is what someone is saying. So I don't know where that news came from. I haven't looked at the weather or the news, really. I just looked at the Facebook group page. And just trying to see where that cat went. Sissy was just here, but I don't know where she went. They're all on edge, nervous, and just wanting to be close. Sassy was just back there sitting with me. I was at Big Daddy's desk, sitting at his computer desk chair. I was sitting in a chair, and Sassy just sat there on the desk. She didn't lay down and get comfortable. She sat straight up and just sat there. So she can't get comfortable. She's just on edge, and Phoebe just wants to be held. So she was in her bed here. She came in here with me and got in her bed, but then she decided that she would go back there and let Big Daddy hold her. So it looks like it's going to be a long night. It would be a long night anyway because I'm miserable and sick, but it's going to be a long night in the dark. I don't know how long my little lantern's going to keep, which I have several of them. Big Daddy kept saying, turn your lamp off. Well, if it goes out, I'll just go get another one. Today, when it started getting kind of bad weather, I did go put them under a light. They're solar. I think they might take batteries too, but they are solar, and so I went and I were in the laundry room. I put them on the dryer and left the light on in there so it could charge them. So they're probably charged up good. Like I said, I've got more. If it runs out, I'll just go put this one up and get another one. It's getting on my nerves, telling me to turn it off. Anyway. And his phone's getting on my nerves, all that screaming and people hollering in different languages and stuff. I just ain't in the mood for it. My throat's so raw, I'm just trying to soothe it in any way that I can. So, yeah, I'm just sitting here, bored. thought I'd come on chat with you guys a minute and just let y'all know that we are safe. I didn't want anyone to, worry about us. But guys, I'm going to let you all get going. Remember, stay safe. I love you guys, and I appreciate you all very, very much. And hopefully tomorrow I can get that day in the life video up. We'll see how the weather does and if I'm able to edit, or maybe a couple more days. Who knows? But we'll get it up. In the meantime, it's a beautiful day to crochet in the dark with a tornado. Bye, friends.